So I think the chain of events that led up to this video coming out is really funny. So we started out in April where I randomly stumbled upon Angry Birds Star Wars 1 and 2 on my App Store history. I re-downloaded them instantly and re-experienced what childhood felt like. And then a week later I found all of my old Telepod figures and made a video about it. And then a month later I bought some more Angry Birds figures and made a video on that one, and it got 150 views, which is a somewhat success in my book. And then now here we are again, and with more Angry Birds because I just keep making irresponsible financial decisions. Welcome to my life. So yeah, I think this confirms that I have officially run out of ideas since this is my third video on these things, but oh well. This will probably be my final video on reviewing Angry Birds Star Wars figures, just because I'm pretty satisfied with how my collection turned out. And if you want to see my collection previously, you can check out the other two videos. I'll leave them in the description, or better, I might actually make a playlist containing the entire Angry Birds Star Wars trilogy on my channel. So yeah, just to keep everything convenient. So anyway, about a month ago, like late May I want to say, I bought 10 more Angry Birds Star Wars Telepod figures, which I was kind of hoping that these would be Telepod figures because I bought figures last time in part 2, and that listing said it was Telepods, but they weren't. They were the original figures from 2012. Yes, we're getting this obscure here, but yeah, these ones that I bought are actually Telepods. So yeah. And there were like ones that I needed to finish my collection of, or at least like the main essential ones. And the sole reason why I bought more of these is because it was my birthday around a month ago, nearly 2 months ago as of filming. Jesus. But yeah, I had a bunch of birthday money lying around. I was going to buy the 2024 Lego Star Destroyer set, which was at the time running for about $210 Australian, but then like 2 days later, after I was gonna buy it, it randomly went up to like $350, and I'm like, oh hell no, I'm not paying for that. So I bought these instead, which ended up coming into about like $120 for 10 of these. So yeah, I wish I was monetized right now so that I could make my money back off of this, because Jesus, this is not cheap. But anyways, we're starting out with the most least interesting, and then we'll end off with the best ones that I kind of foreshadowed in episode 1. So anyways, starting out, we have Pilot Luke Bird. Now yeah, this guy is obviously the Telepod version, and I have the original 2012 version sitting with me right now, so we can do a little side-by-side comparison with them. Sorry, yeah, here we have the 2012 version on the right and the Telepod on the left. Obviously the Telepod one is a lot bigger since I had to fit the little QR code on the bottom. And if you don't know how these work, you just get this Telepod thing, and then you slap this guy on top of it, and then you get a little QR code at the bottom so that you can like scan him into the game, and then you can play him. Like a whole Toys to Life concept that all the games are doing back then. You know, Skylanders, the Disney Infinity, Lego Dimensions, Nintendo Amiibo, which that one's the only one that still exists because, I don't know, Nintendo knew what they were doing. And also because the Amiibos aren't like actually necessary to play in the game, so I guess that's why, I don't know, they only really like get you like extra bonus content in the games and stuff. I don't know, I don't own an Amiibo. Anyway, next up we have this absolute clanker over here with the Battle Droid Pig. Now, yeah, this guy's goofy. I love this guy a lot. He was one of the first few pigs that you unlocked in Angry Birds Star Wars 2, alongside Palpatine and Jango Fett. So yeah, he's got to be part of the essentials because, you know, he was one of the guys, you know, who stuck with you through the whole journey up until the Revenge of the Sith level, even though he shouldn't even be there because in Star Wars lore, the battle droids got deactivated when Order 66 happened, so that, I don't know, the clones couldn't have any distractions from killing the Jedi traitors. Anyways, so yeah, this guy, unlike his droideka brother over here, he actually resembles a pig somewhat with this giant ass snout he's got in the front here, which, I mean, kind of resembles the battle droid in some ways. Yeah, anyways, you can get a look at the back. We have the little like weird things that come out of the battle droid's head. So yeah, I like that little bit of accuracy there. It would have been nice if he had like its little blaster out, because a lot of these figures had like little like weapons that they were holding onto, like say for example, I don't know where he is. I was gonna say Stormtrooper, goddammit, but no. don't seem to have that guy over here, but what I do have that can kind of illustrate this point is the next one, which is Lando Calrissian Bird. So yeah, I was actually kind of surprised that they would added him in Angry Birds Star Wars 2, because, you know, he wasn't really relevant in that game. Neither were the other original trilogy characters, really, but they just threw them in there because they had to be there. I mean, what would an Angry Birds Star Wars game be without Luke Skywalker? But yeah, if you don't know about this guy, you could unlock him in the Cloud City levels in Angry Birds Star Wars 1, so yeah, that's pretty cool. There's this blaster over here, that's really nice. And I don't know why he looks like Chuck. I don't know, they kind of just took like the previous model, they couldn't be bothered making a new bird, but that just ends up resulting in Chuck doing blackface, and you know, that's not cool. We have to cancel Chuck on Twitter, guys. Now, where's this joke going? I have no idea. This is stupid. Anyways, he's got the funny looking little jacket, like cape there thing going on with a little collar. So yeah, that's really cool. He's got a little belt on the front. Yeah, overall, pretty nice figure. Next one we have is everyone's worst nightmare while playing Battlefront 2, and that is Wicket the Ewok. So yeah, although for some reason his listing named him as Wicket W. Warwick, that's the most glub-shit-ass name I've ever heard in my life. So yeah, I just knew him as Wicket the Ewok, which, you know, that was even named Wicket in the actual movie. I know they never said Ewok in the movie. I'm pretty sure that was like the Kenner toy that named him that, but like, did they even name drop Wicket at least? Like, as well, they just be naming characters like after the fact. Like, that's crazy. Only George Lucas would do that. Yeah. Also, funny thing I noticed is that you can't even play this guy in the original Angry Birds Star Wars, but they added him in Angry Birds Star Wars 2. In Angry Birds Star Wars 1, in the like Endor missions, like you would like, I forget exactly how it worked because it's been like go down like 10 years since I last played those levels, but I'm pretty sure you like when you like launch your bird, like they like hit a little like pad like platform thing, and then a bunch of Ewoks just pop up and just destroy a bunch of stuff. And Wicket in the game does that, like does something really similar, but it kind of just works more like the blues when you throw them and they just multiply. Yeah. Also, first ever bird to have ears. This guy's a traitor. Next up, we have the dad of that one guy who showed up in The Mandalorian and Grogu. We have Jabba the Hutt. So yeah, he's pretty cool. He basically works like the dark side or pork side equivalent to the Terrence Chewbacca, and you just throw him and he destroys a bunch of stuff, and he's really awesome. And yeah, you get a little look at him, get the like little tail at the side, and we get his ears. I don't know why they're like shifted off to the side. Kind of reminds me of King Pig, but we already have a King Pig in the form of Emperor Palpatine over here, so I don't know why he looks the same like that. Anyways, yeah, I don't know. I feel like Jabba works the most well, like in this like format of being a pig, because you know he kind of looks very similar. Like they didn't really have to change that much with his design, and yeah, he just looks awesome. Next up, we get the Imperial Guard. Now, this is actually really interesting because he did not show up in Angry Birds Star Wars 1. I have no idea why, but he just wasn't included for some reason as like a pig, like that you could like fight and destroy a bunch of. But no, he was added in Angry Birds Star Wars 2, and really funny thing, they changed out his like little like stick thing that he had. They changed it out for a pitchfork for some reason. I don't know. That was kind of just the regular thing in Angry Birds back then. A lot of pig enemies held pitchforks for some reason. I don't know. I guess they were hungry for eggs. Maybe, I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. He like. Had a little like visor at the front for like over his eyes. That's really cool. And also involving this pitchfork here, it has a really weird ability in the game. I can't really explain it that well, so I'll just show you some footage that I recorded like a few months ago of me using this guy, because whatever I say, it cannot do this move justice because it is just whack. And there's a plane outside my window. Thank you so much for interrupting my sentence.
Lupina.
So yeah, wasn't that move pretty wacky and silly? Yeah, I don't even know what that was. Like, it was a weird grappling type of thing. I didn't even know why that wasn't even in the movie. And like, I mean, I can't blame them. Like, it didn't even like they didn't even do anything in Return of the Jedi. Like there wasn't really much source material to go off of them, so they kind of just had to make up their own thing. Yeah. Anyways, the next thing we have here is Mace Windu, and this guy is awesome. Like, look at that purple lightsaber on an Angry Bird. That just has like infinite amount of aura right there. That is crazy. It's also funny because this bird is the most accurate to the actor that played the character. Like, look, that's just if Samuel L. Jackson was a bird. Like that's awesome right there. But yeah, you can like turn it all around. You can see like the Jedi robes and stuff. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Get his like cloak there. Yeah, really nice figure. His head is also really smooth, which you'd want that. Also, just before we keep going, his ability is really funny. You can like use your lightsaber like a boomerang, and it can just go through everything. Count Dooku also had that, but it's always cool because it's Mace Windu. Anyways, hello there. And next up, we have Obi-Wan Kenobi Bird, of course, being portrayed by Bomb, my goat. And obviously this is him from the prequel trilogy, specifically Attack of the Clones, because he has this funny looking mullet right there. And that's something I've always noticed as a kid with Obi-Wan in this game. They decided to reuse this model for Obi-Wan in the entirety of the prequel trilogy, which is really weird because it has all 3 movies, and they didn't make one for like the Phantom Menace with this Padawan braid, and it gets really dumb because they made 3 different versions of Anakin for this game, and they made 3 different versions for Luke, who's a character that you can't even play as in the campaign. So why did those guys get 3 variants when Obi-Wan didn't? And they didn't even throw in like the old Obi-Wan from the original game. Like that guy got scrapped for some reason. But anyway, this guy is still pretty cool. He has his lightsaber and his Jedi robes, of course. He even has a hood on the back, which I really like that detail. Anyways, moving on to the next guy. Anyways, moving on, we have one of the 3 previously mentioned Anakin birds, specifically Padawan Anakin from Attack of the Clones. And fun fact, this is one of the original characters from the Jedi and Sith pack that I had all those years ago. And this is one of the 2 that I lost. So yeah, it's kind of satisfying seeing him again after all this time. And yeah. This isn't my personal favorite of the Anakins. I mean, he's still pretty cool. He has the lightsaber and the Padawan braid, I guess. That's cool or whatever. But I always wanted the Revenge of the Sith Anakin because, you can play him on the pork side levels, and that was always really cool. But unfortunately, he wasn't in stock on the eBay listing that I bought this guy off of. Just note, if he was in stock, I would have bought him a million times over than this guy. But anyways, there was another Anakin, and it was the Pod Racer one. I did have him, but I have no idea where he went. Like, I tried looking all over my house, and I didn't see him. I probably should have just bought another one of him while I had the chance, because, these things aren't cheap. Like, they had $30 shipping for, like, the lot. And, like, I'm not doing that again. That's $30 of my money. Like, that was the reason why these were, like, over $100. Like, it was just the shipping that was insane. Like, if it wasn't that bad, I would buy more. Anyways, let's move on to the next guy. Hello there.
General Kenobi, you are a bold one.
Your move.
You fool! I've been trained in your Jedi arts by Count Dooku.
That's right. The main boy out of the original pack that I got with Anakin, General Grievous Pig. Now this guy is my absolute favorite in my entire collection. Just look at this guy. He's just dripping in aura. Like, that is cool. He has all 4 lightsabers right there. These are like really bendy as well, so I was like praying that it wouldn't break if like the freaking UPS delivery guy just decided to throw the box around before he actually brought it to my house. But anyway, but yeah, this guy's awesome. Just look at him. He's epic. And yeah, I mean, getting this guy has been a dream of mine for a solid decade, ever since I lost my original one. That original General Grievous is probably going on his Lotso arc right now, so, oops. But yeah, I mean, I've even been foreshadowing at this in, like, every single one of my videos for, like, the past, like, 2 months or whatever. Like, I mentioned it in part 1, I mentioned it in part 2. I think I mentioned it a couple other times in my other Star Wars videos that I made recently. But yeah, here he is finally in his full glory. That is awesome. Anyways, yeah, so that is pretty much it for my Angry Birds Star Wars collection. I've pretty much showed everything that I really need. There's like only a few more that I would like to add to my collection, but right now they aren't really like necessary. I don't know, maybe if I get bored in like a year or 2 and I get money, then I can like buy more of them for no reason other than to satisfy my inner child. So. Anyways, make sure to like and subscribe and tell me what you think in the comments and tell me which ones you have. I'll be really interested. Anyways, I'm gonna get out of here because I am on 5%. See ya.